Hello, I bet you're wondering, have you ever wanted Spider-Man to fight a T-Rex Venom and almost Doom Buggy? No? Well, who cares about your opinion?
Lego Spider-Man sets are usually very pointless. Just looking through these, you got a weird Spider-Man vehicle, a weird Spider-Man vehicle, a weird Spider-Man vehicle, a weird... I think you get the point.
But only if there was a simpler time where Lego used to make actual Lego sets. Oh my goodness, it's regular cool!
Lego Sam Raimi Spider-Man first appeared in the Studios line. Hey, wait a minute, we talked about this.
Officially, only 2 Spidey sets were released at 2002, the Spider-Man Action Studio and Grey Goblin. Wow, what a creative name. Technically speaking, they also made this other set, the wrestling scene. Once again, hats off for its ingenious name. For some reason, it was never upon Storms, which is a shame because for these 3, it's the only one that's actually based upon the movie.
One is just a random bank scene, and the other is William Dafoe. I'm assuming these sets must have done well because in 2003, they released the 3 new sets under a new name, the Lego Spider-Man line. I mean, what else could it have been called? The guy who has spider powers?
Trademarked that right now! Now, this was an absolutely phenomenal set. Yes, it is a bit more simplistic compared to modern Lego products, but for being nearly 18 years old, it still holds up. I mean, it's better than this. The final Showdown consisted of Spidey again, an updated Goblin, Mary Jane, and a driver who needs those specs. He's clearly the best character here. The tram itself could also move side to side with the use of some swivel pieces and string, which I gotta admit, it's pretty cool.
Now, as mentioned before, this wasn't the only set in 2003, as Lego also made the Origins and Spider-Man's First Chase. Obviously, compared to the final Showdown, these are far less impressive, but they're still fun builds nonetheless.
And that's all the sets launched for 2003. Now, if you know history, there was another Sunday superhero movie that was released the following year in 2004, and that of course was Catwoman. What else do you expect? Obviously, to tie in with the sequel, Lego made 5 new sets for Spider-Man 2, and they did not disappoint. First, we have Spider-Man Street Chase, which was just a little action build with 2 crooks. There's nothing here to write home about, but just to point out, Spider-Man's design was changed to include a darker blue color.
Next was Doc Ock's Bank Robbery, and for being $20, it was a pretty good deal, especially since they gave you 5 figs. Doc Ock's Fusion was also another $20 set in this wave, and in my opinion, it's much cooler. The build just looks nicer, especially the little fusion reactor.
Enough is enough. We all know why you came around. It's for these sets. Spider-Man's Plane Rescue and Doc Ock's Hideout were by far the coolest sets released for this line. Although the piece count wasn't even very high, with the most being 481 pieces, the builds themselves were so unique and related to the movie. That's 1 point for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's Train Rescue came with this neat train build in which you can ram it into the rails, just like in the movie. And it also came with J. Jonah Jameson, because why not? And lastly, Doc Ock's Hideout. Man, I always wanted this as a kid. I always gazed upon it in Amazon, and I can now proudly say, look at it on my screen, it still looks cool. The building set looks fantastic as a display piece, while at the same time being such a great set with all of its cool play features and gimmicks.
You know, actually, why don't we just buy these sets right now? Oh yeah, I forgot that. Like expected, since these sets are so sought after, they're quite expensive to buy nowadays, usually costing up to $100 each, but I can see why.
In the end, the Lego Spider-Man line, although old, is still fantastic with all of its neat builds, classic figures, and general price tag. Oh shoot, I almost forgot, there was actually 2 more sets released there for Spider-Man 2. It's still better than a Venom T-Rex.